when I come out of this, how am I going to be better? You know, what's my assignment next? How to be better at my job? How to be better at what my next assignment is? And start working on it. Because for me, I retired. You know, I don't know. I think I told you I retired in March. It was crazy because I retired and then this hit.
Right.
You know, and I was already off. I was working up to March 27th. I was working, and we started doing stuff virtual in the Boys and Girls Club, getting the kids on, having meetings virtually, having board meetings, you know, Zoom and all those kinds of things. And then I knew on the 27th was my last day, right? So now I'm retired, but I'm thinking about like, okay, if I'm here, right? If I'm living, if I live through this, right? This is what I want. This is what I want to do. You know, this is my vision. You know, and so I want to start my own podcast. I want to speak professionally. You know, I want to develop my website. I want to get my book out. I want to relaunch my book. And so there's things I want to do over the next 5 to 7 years that I'm preparing for now. You know,
Well, here's a good chance. Talk about your book. I see it's right there behind you.
yeah,
You've
right
been a
there.
person in a leadership position for a while, and you're writing a book. Tell us about the book.
Well, I wrote the book a few years ago called From the Boys and Girls Club to the NBA, Lowesmore Chronicles, Life on the Now Road. And, you know, I wanted to write about my experience. And, you know, one of the first things I always believe that everybody is born with a purpose and everybody is born with gifts. And that, and then I share kind of it's like a blueprint. I share about my first chapter is about family, the power of family. You know, we don't all grow up in functional families. Some parts of our family are dysfunctional, and some parts of our family are functional, right? And yet, we still love our family. In the midst of the function or dysfunction, you know, I still love them. They're my family, you know, and so I talk about that, how important it is to have family. And my whole life, you know, my whole existence right now is all about family. It's all about my wife, my kids, them doing well, my mother, my brothers and sisters, man. I mean, I live for my family, you know, and then, you know, from there I talk about obstacles in the book. You know, you know, one of my obstacles growing up that was challenging for me to even achieve my dream of playing in the NBA was literacy. You know, first of all, I was an introvert, so I was always afraid of stuff, and I was afraid of going to school. I wasn't really challenged to be a good student. I was trying to find everything that I could do to stay away from education. But yet, when now you would appreciate this. I tell kids today, they may never see it in their lifetime. I hope they do. The Knicks won the NBA championship, so I seen them win two, and that was the start of my dream to play professional basketball. Was that the Knicks won the NBA championship, and so then I started to investigate, research that, and found out that the only way for me to get there is that I needed to go to school. I needed to graduate to elementary school, middle school, high school. I needed to go into college. And that was something I didn't want to do. But the dream was so big, the dream was so powerful that it forced me to, you know, it forced me to come to grips that I'm going to have to learn how to read and I'm going to have to learn how to write. And I really need to think about how well I could do academically.
Then 1980, you get drafted by New Jersey.
Yeah. I thought I was going to go in the, you know, I wanted, it changes when if I had gotten drafted in the first round, right, I would have been guaranteed for 3 years, right? But then getting drafted in the I was the first pick in the third round. That I had no guarantees.
Right. You had the fight just like you did at West
Yeah,
Virginia.
man. I mean, I had to, I had to ball out. And man, I'm telling you, every second of training camp was a battle for a roster spot.
Well, see, what you had to, or you probably did figure out is you were the best from where you came from, but everyone else on the team was the best from where they came from.
Oh yeah. Plus you had, rookies and you had veterans. And you didn't have veterans in veteran camp, but you had veterans who were free agents, who were guards, who were coming in to try out, doing the free agent rookie camp. And so you had to, be your best every single day, man. Every second of the day, you had to be good. And even though I played well my rookie year, you had a coaching change, right? New coach comes in, he wants new things. Organization was bad, right? And then I leave there and I go to Cleveland. Organization was bad. They had no idea. Neither one of them organizations had any idea what it is to win. Then I went to
The Clips.
the Clippers, who had no idea.
Still in San Diego at the time.
Still in San Diego, they had no idea. All their organizations was terrible at that time. And
If the organizations that you played for were better, do you think your career in the league would have been a little longer?
yeah, see, coming out, even though I was a big Knicks fan, right? Everybody asked me, I wanted to play for the Knicks, right? But that was a dream. But the team I wanted to play for was Boston, because their organization, they were strong, very
Top
strong.
notch.
And even if you were very good, and then Red Auerbach spoke so highly of me,
Yeah, because he watched you that game.
yeah, I've never seen a guy this height do what he's doing. Yeah, if I get a chance, we're going to draft him, man. If I was given an opportunity, like in high school, I was a great high school player. If I was like in West Virginia, I was given an opportunity, right? And I competed among the best. I was great. I was a great college player. And I believe if I was at the right, and it don't even have to be the right team, just the opportunity. We would have made the team right. If you had given me the opportunity to be Lowe's and to use my gifts and talents, we would have been a great professional team too. And I believe I would have been one of the greatest players ever playing the NBA, and I would be a Hall of Famer. I believe that with all my heart, just giving me the opportunity to play.
Which of the three teams that you play for was the best fit? New Jersey, Cleveland, or the Clips? Where could you have really, made a mark if that organization had its stuff together?
Well, I don't care what team it was. I went to West Virginia. I didn't choose the players that were there, right? We eventually became successful, and we set a precedent that allowed for. We created an atmosphere of success in West Virginia that allowed players from across the country wanting to come to West Virginia. I mean, I've been back to reunions and stuff like that, and I've heard from players that, played at West Virginia. I was the reason you came, the reason they came, and I saw you play and say, let him play like that. He's balling out. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to be like him, And so for me, it does not make a difference of the team, right? If you have given me an opportunity on the Nets or Clippers, whichever one, we would have been successful if you had given me an opportunity to play like I know I could play. And because I wasn't a bad person, and I pull stuff together. I don't divide.